Welcome to another all-star edition of Props to Consider and Then Maybe Bet. I am your host. I am the paragon of virtue. I am Lou Betya, joined by one of my favorite people in the space, CLV King, King of the North, Buffalo fan, Pepe Silvia. Pepe, thank you. This is a reschedule. I wanted to get you on for a pay-per-view. I did not know this would be the pay-per-view, so apologies. How are you feeling about this card? How you doing? I love the hat.
I mate. Yeah, I had to wear the hat for opening week for NFL. Got my Bills fisherman's hat on. Hopefully we can catch some nice props this week.
I hope so too. So quick recap of last week. I hit 0 of them. However, I'm not upset because one of them was the Jocelyn Edwards split decision prop. I make that bet all day the way that fight played out. One of them was the Benoit Saint Denis yam bags. I got 2 shots to the sack in a minute. Again, I'll take that bet any day. One was Cyril Gane round 3, round 4 KO. Missed it by a few seconds. And then the other one was Basharat submission round 3. And I did not know he was going to completely cut through Clemson Rodriguez like that. But some of the reads were all right. Just didn't get there. That's why this week will be better. If you guys are watching, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the MMA Engine. It helps all of us at the channel. Uncle Wheezy, Brady, Monk Petition, and myself. Go follow Pepe. He will promote at the end, of course, because that's how us shameless content creators do it. And with that being said, Pepe, what is the first of your props to consider and then maybe bet for UFC 293?
Okay, so you want to just jump right into it? No playing around, no preheat in the oven.
I mean,
just
there's
get
no
right
rules
into
on
it.
this show. You can curse. You can,
Okay.
apparently if you're mushroom, you can make gay slurs. And we're
Yeah,
still here, so
I've been
I don't know.
I've been canceled before for what I've said, so I always got to check with the host. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, there are no rules.
No rules. All right. Well, so we'll start with the prop that I have earliest in the card, and that's going to be Shane Young KO2 at plus 900. Given the matchup with Gabriel Miranda, we all expect Miranda to be most competitive early. He's dangerous with his submissions. I expect Young to be able to stay safe, get a little damage in early, and then eventually hit the kill shot in round 2 at plus 900. I think that's a solid look. Nice little sprinkle to start the card off with.
What book's that on?
That would be on I think Bet Online.
Okay. Is everything on Bet Online for this, or?
No. No, I shopped around. I like to shop around when I make bets. I don't know if everyone does that.
You are a pro. All right, I know what one of your props is. Oh shit, Clinton in the house. Is this where I can find? Yes, you are in the right place, Sir Clintus. I will start with one because I know I'm going to set you up for your next one by doing this. The world is on the Pleasure Man. And Monk has vowed to probably never work with me again if I pick the Pleasure Man tonight. So I'm going to play Tyson Pedro round 1. It's plus 360 at FanDuel. There's a couple of reasons I like this. Obviously, Pedro's never won past the first round. He doesn't have great cardio. We know this. I also worry about his knees. That's one of the things I was nervous about last fight against Bukowskis was going for takedowns. Like, does he really want to do it and test his knees out? Like, kind of maybe re-injury, maybe be gun shy there. He did go for takedowns and he gassed himself out. As far as the Turkali side goes, I mean, I'm like 0 for 3 with this dude. I had inside the distance on the Contender Series. He decided to go for like 38 takedowns. And then, I got him right. I got him right with Almeida. And then, the Trino fight, I bet him live at plus 1,000 round 2. And I'm like, he's competing. And then he wasn't. What I worry about with Turkali is the physicality here. Like, I think his grappling's okay, but he loses positions really easily. Like Petrino in that fight, I know Petrino against Prochnow was like looking at his coaches and like kind of getting instructions, and maybe he's just a naturally gifted grappler, but he was reversing the Turkali so much, like, and he couldn't really do much on bottom. I'm gonna forgive him for being like the way the Almeida fight went. Like that was a prison love story. That was sex. Like that was he got pleasured, all right. Like,
it was pleasured.
Yeah, it was not the pleasure he was looking for, but So what I worry about here, and the reason I'm going to take the Pedro stab, is that if he does decide to go for a takedown, because I don't think he's knocking out Zerkali. Dude's his chin is like a brick. It's crazy. I don't know that Zerkali can get up in the first round. It might save Pedro's cardio, and he could work for at least a ground and pound or a sub. I can't say that I'm confident in this, and I think you have a different take for the people, but
Well,
and then try to not get tired. Probably go for the body, but
you think he's gonna try to keep it standing though?
well, aside from the Bukauskas fight, he really hasn't shown a predilection for wanting to ground an opponent. So I
Mhm.
can't just say, well, he went for 2 takedowns last fight. That's the game plan. Like, I don't know. Look, he's on the main card. It's home field advantage. I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't say for sure that he wants to grapple. If he doesn't, he's probably screwed. He's not knocking out Turkali, at least on
Y
the feet.
yeah, the Pleasure Man has, a pretty solid chin.
Ridiculous for a guy named the Pleasure Man.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, he can take a shot. We'll we'll
Yeah,
we'll say that. He
a
can
money
take a
shot.
shot. He can take many money shots. And that's why I like him in this fight. And I hit him when he was plus money. Now he's pick him. It's not as interesting. But the prop that I like is actually in this fight as well, and it's the round 3 submission at plus 3,500 on Unibet.
It's on DK too as well. I'm just
Oh, is
looking
it same price?
at price.
Yeah, that's a really that's a sexy line, we'll say. Yeah, I just see him outlasting Pedro, getting him tired, and then eventually maybe the rear naked choke. That I could see the rear naked choke getting hit on Pedro. But yeah, I think that number's pretty stupid. And it'll definitely be getting my money.
I mean, any submission attempt might work in the third round.
Yeah,
Like he looked like he didn't want to be there against Bukauskas, who's so low volume that like
yeah.
Turkali's not low volume and he's definitely like aggressive. So I almost gave that out, but I just got to be different,
He
man. I don't want to.
likes he likes choking people too. So it plays into his name, his personality, and the dynamics of the fight. So I don't see how you don't put a little on that.
All right, let me get to my second prop. And this one again, this card is like really difficult, especially the undercard to find good props. That's why I like the Shane Young one. I think it's a good look. Fade Miranda's round 1. So I'm going to play Oldberg round 2 KO at plus 550. I know that Oldberg, and I have a lot of concerns with this one too. I know Oldberg, yeah, he's getting first round finishes. Yeah, Jung like got KO'd by Jacoby pretty quick. I had a bet on Jacoby there. That was the one where Gombis like lost his mind. Like he's like, I'm homeless if he doesn't win this fight. And I was reaching out to Cody Brundage, like, has he lost a limb? Like, why is the money going so much against me? He's like, he has all his limbs. I'm like, that's great. Okay, that's good to know. The one thing that you've like, I don't want to like talk about the Sharant fight in terms of like his style now, because that was a total overcorrection. But you're seeing now against Negro Murano, shout out to Magic, the Transylvania Pain Train nickname for Nikolai Negro Murano. He's a little more selective in his shots. He's not like blitzing people like he did in Chukwu. Like he's patient. He's patient. Like he's got enough power. He doesn't need more than 1 or 2 shots in the first round, but he's being a little more patient. I don't think Jung is going to grapple. I don't know why people assume he's going to have this grapple heavy game. And I don't know why they assume it's going to be successful. We haven't seen Oldberg's takedown defense. He's got to be working on it. He knows that's the one facet of his game that needs to be well-rounded here. I just see it being a little slower. I know everybody's going to be on the Oldberg round 1, so I think it's just going to take a little more time. Jung's a veteran. I know Jacoby got him early, but I think he can hang on a little longer. So I'm just going to play the round 2. As I like to say on this show, it pays more than round 1. There's always a good enough reason to bet it. Plus 550 on FanDuel. I think DraftKings, it's like plus 450. So it's a pretty big difference, but not a ton of confidence. But that is my second of the 3 before we get to the main event.
Yeah, I actually like that quite a bit too. I see the fight playing out exactly like that as well, where Oldberg starts like his game plan has been pretty similar in the past couple of fights where he just chops at the tree, and he disables you methodically and then eventually finds his kill shot. Um, Jung is a little smarter and a little more dangerous than his past couple of opponents. So I do see him fighting a little more tactical and more intelligently, safer. He doesn't want to take too many risks. But yeah, I like that shout. Good stuff.
Yeah, I may throw the round 3 in there too, but I don't want to get absurdly greedy for the show. But what is the third, before we get to the main event, what is the third prop that you have for us today?
So my third prop is Tuivasa by decision plus 1,000. That number is just fucking ridiculous. Um, People are gonna point to Tuivasa, and like almost all of his wins are by KO, but he does have a decision win on his record, and Volkov is durable as fuck. Like Tuivasa's just not gonna run through him. I see this fight a little more methodical. I think Tuivasa is going to try to fight smart. He knows his back is up against the wall, coming off 2 losses, and I see it being a close fight that goes over. And it's in Australia. The fans are going to be roaring a lot louder when he lands his shots than when Volkov does. So I think plus 1,000 is absolutely insane for Tuivasa by decision.
So Pepe and I did not talk about what props we had before the show, except for the Pedro one. We were like kind of talking about that fight. My third prop is Volkov by decision.
Oh,
which is crazy. We both think the fight goes over. I have it at plus 370. I mean, this fight to go is a pretty good bet look as it is. So at least for me, at least this is my approach to why I took a decision prop here. The guys that finished Tuivasa, Gon is in and out, quick striking, attritional, like knows how to work the body really well and sap your cardio. Pavlovich is Ivan Drago. He's inevitable. There's nothing you can do with this guy. But Volkov's not that kind of knockout. Like, yeah, the first round against Romanov, dude, Romanov was gassed in 45 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, he just went to the ground. He's like, I'm done. I've had enough. I think the first round, whenever you get a guy with huge length that knows how to use his reach like Volkov does and a power punch like Tuivasa, I know Tuivasa wants to put on a show, but he's got to find his way inside. I think it could be a little more tactical than people assume it's just going to be like 2 cars colliding in 30 seconds. I know there's this narrative that Tuivasa in the UFC, like, oh, he doesn't win fights past the 1.5 round mark. So what does it mean he can't? Like, it's dumb. Just because it hasn't happened, like, but why hasn't it happened? It's the guys he's facing. You fight Derek Lewis. No, that fight's probably not going the distance. But Volkov, look at the way Volkov fought Tybura. He's happy to be tactical. He doesn't need a KO. He's happy to be on the outside. Even against Gon, he's happy just like to work minutes and win just points with the judges. He's not a finisher by nature. Yes, he's a big dude. He has power. But he's never a guy where you're like, man, Volkov's really exerting himself to go for the finish. So that's why I like Volkov here. I feel like Volkov probably wins the third round at a pretty high clip. His cardio he's definitely going to have a cardio advantage. It depends on how much he's working the body. So, like, I like the fight goes in general here. Oh, that plus 1,000, man. You're killing me.
I know. It's a sexy line.
It's really, I know it's making me like, oh, man, this guy came on my show. He's shining me. No, but I think it's funny that we have two of the same fights and we're not even like really touching the undercard that much except for Jung. But let's get to the main event of this card. Yes, we get a minus 650 favorite. And the main talking point of the week is that Adesanya has sex with dogs and he's got a thing. And I don't know why you tell Strickland that, because this is like, I think all week I've been saying I would think about Adesanya KO depending on how many times Strickland calls him gay, just insult him. And now this is like far worse. Talking about how he's fucking dogs is like so much worse. And so how are you approaching the main event? Do you have a bet on it? I mean, like, Adesanya said he's going to KO him, and like the fighters never lied before.
Yeah, I mean, Adesanya claims he's fucked a dog before. I think he's about to fuck another dog right here, as in the underdog in the fight. I like. I'm actually like. Very confident that Adesanya is gonna find the finish at some point, probably inside 3 rounds. But I kind of like taking a little stab at Izzy submission plus 1600. He's said in multiple interviews that he's always wanted a submission, and I could see a club and sub opportunity in this spot. Um, yeah, and at plus 1600 on DraftKings, just throw a little bit on it. But yeah, either way, I like Izzy to win inside the distance.
All right. Well, I'm going right back to the well with what I did last week, and I am going with Adesanya combo play round 3, round 4 at plus 120, 425. It's on DraftKings. I did it last week with the Gon play. Look, I know Strickland's pretty tough. I know his striking's all right. There's a part of me that really wanted to bet Adesanya round 1 just to show up Alex Pereira, but I think he's kind of like moved past this and just been like, you know what, I don't need to deal with him anymore now that he got his win. I mean, Strickland against high level strikers, he just gets worn down. Like he has like that dumb cardio, but I don't think he's like super. He doesn't have this super durability that most people think he does. All these 5-round fights he's in, they're low volume strikers. Nobody's connecting with big shots. The Hermanson fight was like nothing to do with durability in that. That was just boring. Cannonier, I don't know the Cannonier, Cannonier won or lost depending on who you bet on in that fight. So I will just say that I think Cannonier won. But even Cannonier was kind of low volume. Strickland does have like an awkward style that makes it tough to get inside. I don't think this is going to be a problem for Adesanya. I think it's going to be leg kicks all day. Strickland has reacted horribly to leg kicks in his career. He hates it. He's going to be backing off. He doesn't have the power to like really threaten Adesanya. I don't think Adesanya's going to have any respect for his power here. I saw some people, wiki capping saying, well, he got a KO last fight. No, he got a KO against a bum who tired himself out 4 minutes into the fight throwing strikes. And anybody who's going to knock out that Russian after that. So I do think Adesanya gets it done. I did the round 3, round 4 grouping again. He's going to knock him out round 2. It's like a lock now that I'm taking the round 3, round 4. But
both of Strickland's KO losses were in round 1.
One was up a weight class though, at least.
Yeah,
that was a
that's
while
true.
ago.
That's true. That's true.
All right, we are at my favorite part of the show, guys. If you're watching, please hit the like button, please subscribe, go follow Pepe, all that stuff. If this is your first time watching the show, we're on the Yam Bag prop. If it's your first time watching, shame on you. Watch every week. But we are talking about a point deduction. It doesn't have to be a kick in the sack. It's just funnier if it happens that way. But any point deduction, and it's 20-1 odds on DraftKings or BetMGM's odds are a little weird. Betway has it as well. There is a science behind this on my end, except for this week. This week's a narrative one. Pepe, it's my favorite thing to ask people that have never been on the channel.
Yeah.
What is your Yam Bag special of the week?
Yo, so my Yam Bag special of the week is Justin Tafa point deduction, and it's going to be a revenge point deduction. I think he's going to be pissed that he got eye poked so hard in the last fight that he's going to accidentally kick Austin Lane in the nuts. And you see it happen a lot with these fighters who are a lot taller than their opponent. They end up getting kicked in the nuts at a higher clip. Check the data. I've scraped it. It's true. So yeah, I see Tafa landing a low blow on Mr. Lane.
I like the revenge bags, dude. That's a great angle, man.
Revenge bags.
So I'm going a little different. I'm going to play Crosby Giussette. And I tweeted something earlier today. I'm feeling a sense of deja vu. I remember an Irish fighter with a pretty limited record opening a card and facing Mike Jackson and slamming him in the sack and eye gouging him to the point where I'm no Mike Jackson fan, but I thought he was going to die. I literally thought he was going to lose an eye. And lo and behold, this week when I start looking, here's Crosby, Bill Crosby, and I look at his record and I'm like, oh, he has an illegal shot to a guy named Mike Jackson. So one of the things that so Wheezy and I, when we, because Wheezy, he's like, there's got to be numerical, there's got to be statistical, like we're digging in our database. So Southpaw versus Orthodox is always a thing we look at. Like you saw it last week with Denis and Moises. The stances are open, like the ball, the sack region is more open. So this is Orthodox versus switch. So depending on like how Crosby wants to stand, it's certainly in play. And he's also a guy that doesn't have a lot of cardio. He's pretty much like wants to get this thing over with in 4 minutes. He's every SBG global fighter ever, right? I think, to be honest, like he's every one of them. So he's going to have no answers in the second, third round. I have no bet on this fight. I don't want any part of it. It's probably Giuseppe by decision if I had to guess. I don't want to bet this fight. I'll probably at the end of like whatever, like Liberty or whatever stupid college game I have on at 3:30. I'll be at the end of it. But it's two raw guys. It's a fight. Like it's one dude that's on the card because of City Kickboxing. And it's one guy that's on the card because the other guy's from City Kickboxing. There's no other reason. Because if they really wanted this fight to happen, it would have been last week where it made sense.
Yeah.
So this is just whatever. Ironically enough, the last time we had a point deduction in the first fight of the night was Dean Barry and Mike Jackson.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure if Cameron Simon didn't open the last card. If Simon was the opener, it's like insta yam bags. He's not even gonna be 20-1 anymore.
Wasn't Simon the opener against that grappler?
Terrence Mitchell?
No, the other one. Steven Kozlo.
Shinobi won the pillow.
Yeah.
No, I think they were like the second fight.
Oh.
Shinobi won the pillow, dude.
Yeah.
I wrote him on Twitter and said, "Why is this your name?" Like I wanted to know. Like I'm some journalist.
Yeah.
And he sent me a message, which is cool. Like it's so cool that like guys that aren't big names are happy to interact with us on Twitter. And he said something like, "Well, that was my favorite game," and then somebody said I had power. And that I put him to sleep like they're on a pillow. And that was the name. I should mention there were no commas. There were no periods. This was the rantings of a mentally ill man.
Yeah.
It was a run-on sentence.
Someone pointed out that he had like a Nazi tattoo.
Yeah.
So hopefully he doesn't support that philosophy anymore.
I'd like to say that we here at the MMA Engine do not support the Nazi regime.
I would hope so. I
mean, I'm friends with Aaron the dog. I'm friends with Jewish Better.
Jewish Better is the man.
Shalom.
L'chaim.
To our friends. 5,000 years of oppression ends now. It ends now, guys. Stop Jewish hate. Well, that's it. 23 minutes. We crushed it. Pepe, advertise yourself. Tell the people. Talk about the new Blunt podcast, which is great.
Oh, yeah. So, if any of you guys want to follow me, I'm at Pepe _Silvia 716. And I just started a podcast with Just Baby, the Blunt podcast. This is going to be our second week doing it. I've already lost to Shui that I haven't taken my end of the bargain up yet, but I will be getting to that. And love putting out content and putting bets out there and making money on MMA.
Had to put that one up there. If you guys aren't following Pepe, it's not just that he's good at gambling. He's funny as shit. I don't follow people that aren't funny. I block them. Like they're annoying. I don't have time for like this boring shit on Twitter. Pepe's funny as shit.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll rage tweet,
which is the best.
Yeah, that's when people start to get worried about me and start DMing me asking if everything's okay. And
you know who doesn't rage tweet enough? Sean Orr.
I know. He's way too peaceful.
Yeah, it makes me sick.
Yeah, I know.
Him and John Kelly. They're way too nice.
Yeah. They need to take a page out of MMA Giga Chad's book and start tweeting passionately.
Yeah. I mean, that's what is Twitter for?
Yeah.
It's for doing stupid shit.
Right.
I remember when I on MySpace. Remember Tom? A cool dude.
Yeah.
So many friends. I could only hope to beat Tom one day. But anyway, that is going to take us out of here. Lou Betcha on Twitter for me, midnight on the channel. More importantly, go watch the NFL Bell I did with Wiz. He was there. I had lots of stats. I did awesome on that show. I pulled out my Jeff George stat. Do you know that stat, Pepe?
No.
So the last time a quarterback, week 1, it's a rookie, number 1 draft pick, week 1 started, that won a game, 2002, David Carr.
Yo, that's insane.
But the last time a number 1 pick started week 1 and didn't throw an interception, 1990, Jeff by God George is the last guy to do it. I was 12 when this happened.
How many quarterbacks have there been since then who started week 1 rookies?
It looks it's about 72% have started. I mean, a lot of them sit on the bench. So it's a pretty fun benchmark.
Yeah.
But I also like weirdly love Jeff George. I think it's from playing Tecmo Bowl or something.
Yeah. And you're old, so obviously.
I'm literally the oldest. There's 3 people in the space older than me. And it's close. Do you know the 3 people that are older than me are? Arda War doesn't count. Sun Tzu's like 90. He's disqualified here.
Brandon Olivis or whatever his name is.
Stop, dude, stop. He was right, because he has an old soul.
Yeah. New school vibes though.
Olivis does watch this show once in a while. I think he's gonna appreciate me busting his balls. No, Wheezy. Troiano by like a week.
Yeah.
And Narco. And it's close. We're all like right in that grouping.
Yeah. Same year, different signs.
All Narco and I talk about is astrological signs.
Yeah, I bet.
That and Tajik. That's all we talk about is,
Well, the sharp cappers incorporate signs and astrology into their MMA betting too.
It's very important to know when Sagittarius is rising.
Yeah, Gemini season. Shout out Ozzy P.
Yeah, we play Pepe certified street legend. All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it. Good luck on your bets. And join us next week when I have another guy I've never worked with, the Seltzer King, Aaron Waters show.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Another one of my favorites in the community will be here. And then Paul Shaughnessy's coming back. He was show number 1 on this channel for the prop show. He will mark the 1-year anniversary. Paul Shaughnessy will be back very shortly. Guys, good luck on your bets. Protect your bags. Follow Pepe, and we will see you soon.